It's extremely important to have a good credit score if you want to achieve many financial accomplishments in life, whether that means getting a lower interest rate on your loan or getting a higher credit limit on your credit card. People can strengthen their credit scores with credit cards if they use them for everyday purchases. A good credit score is often mandatory to qualify for a credit card, so building your credit can be difficult. The fintech industry, however, has been working on innovative solutions for building your credit score in addition to the traditional methods. People can now build credit without having to check their credit standing or have a high credit score with the Extra Debit Card. What's up, and welcome to Smart Money, where our mission is to give our viewers the motivation to make more money and the skills to keep it. In this video, we are going to review the Extra Debit Card. What is a debit card? Debit cards are payment cards that automatically withdraw money from a consumer's checking account when they are used. These are also known as check cards and bank cards and can be used to purchase goods and services, or to get cash at an automatic teller machine (ATM), or from a merchant who will add to your purchase. With Extra, you can establish credit and earn reward points just like with a credit card without having to worry about interest. Extra pays the merchant when cardholders make purchases with their cards. Extra connects to your checking account, so after a purchase is made, Extra withdraws the funds from your bank account. Stick with this video until the end so we can tell you all about how the Extra Debit Card, how it works, and is the Extra Debit Card worth it. Before we get into it, I'm not sure if it's for you, but if you know someone who's interested in growing their wealth and living the life of their dreams, then have them subscribe to this channel for more content like this. Like the video and comment on the video to help with the algorithm. Check out the links in the description if any of these cards interest you. And without further ado, let's get to the video. Founder of Extra Debit Card. Maximum Hellerstein, Cyrus Summerlin, and Byron Shaw founded Extra in 2020. Extra functions similarly to credit cards. Credit card holders must pay their outstanding balance off every month after a certain period, usually every 30 days, or if they wish to, carry a balance from month to month. During the transaction process, Extra pays the merchant as soon as a cardholder makes a purchasing transaction. Extra connects to your checking account so that one day after you make a purchase, money will be taken from your bank account just like a normal debit card. The difference is that the credit bureaus Equifax and Experian are notified of your card transactions at the end of each month, helping to build your credit. TransUnion is not currently notified of your card transactions. According to Max Hellerstein, co-founder and CEO of Extra Card, the company is in conversation with TransUnion regarding its information being added to TransUnion's credit reporting. What makes the Extra Debit Card different? As a debit card, the Extra Debit Card differs from a traditional debit card in that it can help you build credit. The Extra Debit Card will need to be linked to an existing checking account when you apply. Currently, Extra supports checking accounts from over 10,000 different financial institutions. If you have completed setting up your card, you can use your Extra Debit Card just like any other debit or credit card. Extra debit cards are accepted everywhere MasterCard is accepted. Your linked checking account will be debited in the same amount as the purchase you made, as Extra pays for those purchases. In other words, if you swipe your Extra Debit Card at a restaurant for $30, you'll be charged $30, and $30 will be deducted from your checking account the next business day. The service is free and there are no interest costs. Extra then adds up the purchases you've made over the month and reports them to the credit bureaus. Credit utilization ratio impact. Your credit utilization ratio can be affected by the Extra Debit Card as well. Your credit utilization ratio equals the proportion of the total amount of credit or extended divided by the amount of credit you're using. In your FICO score, the amount owed category is impacted by your credit utilization ratio. 30% of your credit score is based on the amount owed category. Generally, credit utilization ratios should not exceed 30% and even under 10% if possible. Hellerstein says using the Extra Debit Card allows you to pay off the card in full every day. Your credit utilization ratio will reset every day. It is more likely for you to have a low credit utilization ratio if your credit utilization ratio is reset frequently. You can also improve your credit score by maintaining a low utilization rate. Because you pay off the balance each day, the Extra Debit Card does not charge an APR or interest rate. Extra Debit Cards spend power. You can spend any amount you have on your Extra Debit Card as long as you have spend power. Spend power is based on how much you have in your account and how long you've been a member. The amount increases according to how long you've been a member. It is true, however, that you will generally have more spend power the more purchases you make using your Extra Debit Card. Various factors affect your spend power, including your bank balance, pending transfers, and previous membership history. Extra's spend power enables it to keep track of pending transfers, your current bank balance, and pending daily spend transfers so that you don't run into trouble overdrawing your accounts. Avoid using your old debit card regularly by tapping on your spend power in Extra. By completing the tasks found on your spend power tab, whether it's submitting your ID or completing a certain number of transfers, you can quickly increase your spend power. Requirements for Extra Debit Cards. You do not need a credit score to qualify for the Extra Debit Card. A potential cardholder must meet each of the following requirements to be considered for an Extra credit card. Be at least 18 years old. Have a social security number or ITIN. Applicants must provide a U.S. address where their Extra Debit Card can be sent. Select from among 10,000 different US banks to open a checking account. You are using an iOS device, iPhone or iPad, or an Android device running version 10 or higher. Since all transactions on the card are backed by cash, Hellerstein says that 99% of card applicants are approved. Hellerstein says that customers receive a spending limit based on the balance of the bank account they choose to link when signing up for Extra. Charges and achievement. Extra Debit Card's fees are charged for cardholders either annually or monthly. You'll have to pay $8 per month for extra credit building, but if you're willing to pay for the entire year upfront, you'll get a discount and pay $84 instead. To use extra credit building and rewards, you will need to pay $12 a month or $108 per year. You'll gain access to the Extra Rewards program when you pay the higher price. Customers will earn 5 points for every dollar spent on their cards. The redemption value is only 0.2 cents per reward point since 5 rewards points are worth up to 1 cent. The catch is that if you redeem your points for maximum value, you'll get 1% back on all purchases. Extra offers a rewards store with the Extra app. The offerings in this store differ depending on where you live. Hellerstein reports that in the past few months, electric toothbrushes, card games, gift cards, and AirPods have all been popular items inside the store. Extra is primarily a debit card intended to build credit, so it comes as no surprise that rewards are limited and redemption options are limited. Due to its limited international use, the Extra Debit Card does not charge foreign transaction fees. Is Extra Debit Card worth it? For people who don't qualify for most credit cards but are interested in boosting their credit scores, the Extra Debit Card can be a useful tool. You might benefit from getting a secured credit card with no annual fee to improve your credit score. However, this card has an $8 monthly fee or an $84 annual fee. You will typically have to pay a security deposit when you apply for a secured credit card, but you will typically receive the deposit back after you make on-time or in full payments for a few months. Additionally, using Extra Debit Card in foreign countries is difficult due to its limited functionality. Of the 3 credit agencies, TransUnion is still not on board with the Extra Debit Card. Extra Debit Card versus secured credit cards. It can be quite costly for you to try and raise your credit score by paying extra fees. It might be worth your time to consider alternatives like a secured credit card, which requires that you make a deposit that acts as collateral if you don't pay your bills on time. The amount of the deposit determines how much credit you're authorized for. In cases where your credit history is bad or you have no credit, secured cards are easier to obtain. And selecting the best secured credit cards for people with no credit or bad credit and who wanted to improve their credit scores, Select evaluated various secured cards and came up with the Discover It Secured Credit Card as a winner. For the Discover It Secured Credit Card, cardholders are only required to deposit a minimum of $200 for a credit limit in the same amount. The credit card company will evaluate your credit card account 7 months after your account is open to determine if you are eligible for an unsecured line of credit. Pros of the Extra Debit Card. Extra Debit Card has the advantage of helping you build credit over traditional debit cards. In order to put a spending limit on your Extra Debit Card, Extra examines the transaction history on your bank account and your current balance. A credit check is not required for the Extra Debit Card. In other words, no matter how bad your credit is, you will still be approved. Extra Debit Cards do not require a deposit, unlike secured credit cards or loans. Cons of Extra Debit Card. The credit bureaus Experian and Equifax will receive a monthly report on your payment activity from Extra. TransUnion does not receive this information. Extra requires a subscription fee to use its services. However, a significant disadvantage of using the Extra Debit Card is that, unlike regular debit cards issued by banks, the Extra Debit Card does not allow you to withdraw cash from ATM. Check out these videos on your screen on how to improve your finances. If you like this video, hit the like button so the YouTube algorithm promotes our video to other like-minded people. Be sure to subscribe and share the video with your friends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.